Assalamualaikum, my name is Aina Farihah and today I am pleased to present a critical analysis of my individual assignment titled Comparative Analysis of Islamic and Conventional Estate Planning, Tools, Process and Implication. So now, what is estate planning? Estate planning is a strategic process of managing and distributing wealth during an individual lifetime and after. In Malaysia, this topic carries heavy socio-economic implication. Currently, our nation is severely coped by an estimated 70 billion ringgit in frozen estates. This state capital crisis directly implies that without proactive planning, families will face immediate asset lockup and financial distress. Therefore, analyzing these two distinct frameworks is critical to understand how we can mitigate this national crisis. Next, let's look at the processes and their practical implication. So the Islamic process is uniquely split into pre-death and post-death. So before death, an owner acts as a trustee of divine wealth, utilizing lifetime hibah or creating a wasiyah which is strictly chaptered at 1/3. And then upon death, a mandatory chronological order must be executed, which is clearing funeral expenses first, like setting spiritual debts to Allah, like zakat or fidyah, and then worldly commercial debt before executing the wasiyah and distributing the rest via faraid. On the other hand, the conventional process relies entirely on civil statutory law. An individual utilizes absolute testamentary freedom to draft a civil will. Upon that, the appointed executor must officially petition the civil high court for a grant of probate. The legal implication here is that while the conventional process operates on a straightforward civil line, the Islamic process in Malaysia involves a complex dual jurisdiction bureaucracy, where hibah and wasiyah must first achieve Sharia court validation before moving to civil land offices. So, I have compared 4 core instruments and their direct societal implication. First, wasiyah versus conventional will. A conventional will allows 100% distribution freedom, even to completely disinherit close family. The implication of wasiyah is that it structurally prevents family favoritism by restricting the bequest to 1/3 and blocking existing faraid heirs from receiving it without full family consent. And the second one is hibah versus conventional gift. Both transfer ownership during lifetime. However, the implication of hibah is that the gift from parents to children remain legally revocable under Sharia law, whereas a civil gift is completely irrevocable, thus protecting elderly wealth. Third, Faraid versus the Distribution Act in 1958. The Civil Act enforced equal fraction regardless of gender. Meanwhile, Faraid utilized a divine 2:1 male-to-female ratio. The microeconomic implication is balanced because Sharia legally forced Muslim men to bear the full financial burden of providing family maintenance or nafaqah. Fourth, Islamic trust or amanah versus conventional trust. Conventional trust allow the wealthy to continuously hold and lock up capital across generations. The positive implication of an Islamic trust is that it mandates Sharia-compliant asset yields and cannot be legally structured to intentionally defeat the mandatory faraid right to heirs, acting as economic equalizer. Now, let's look at the underlying philosophy. Islamic estate planning is deeply based on Maqasid Sharia, which is Hifzu al-Mal, the preservation of wealth, and Hifzu al-Nas, the protection of lineage. Wealth is the divine trust, and the system objective is to achieve social equity, prevent generational greed, and secure spiritual reward. On the other hand, the conventional framework operates on secular individualism. Its primary objective is the total fulfillment of individual intent and the material maximization, prioritizing absolute personal autonomy, tax minimization, and aggressive corporate asset protection over collective family obligation. To conclude, ignoring estate planning brings terrible results, as we can see from Malaysia and 70 billion frozen assets crisis. This issue causes painful family fight and stop our economic growth. While conventional planning focuses on the personal freedom, Islamic estate planning beautifully balances our choices with divine justice. For Muslims, choosing hibah and wasiyah is highly important to protect our family financial future while perfectly fulfilling our duty to Allah. So that's conclude my presentation. Thank you very much for your time.